85% of the 2019 participation rate for our district programs during COVID is pretty impressive. And that's about it. So the next meeting is not yet to be determined, but will be announced.
That's really good. I don't have a report. Executive Director?
I do. Okay. This weekend, Magical Starlight Theater will present a free outdoor performance of a Shopper's Christmas Carol based on the Charles Dickens classic, A Christmas Carol. Shows will be held at the Riverwalk Amphitheater in downtown Naperville on Saturday, December 11th and Sunday, December 12th at 2 and 5 p.m. respectively. The performance will run for approximately 45 minutes and seating is first come, first served. Please bring a chair or a blanket and dress for the weather. A sign language interpreter will be present at both performances on Sunday, December 12th. The digital-only Winter 2022 program guide is now available at napervilleparks.org/program guide, and registration is in progress. The winter edition includes registration information for winter programs, winter break camps, spring break camps, spring youth soccer, and Naperville Park District preschool for the 2022-2023 academic year. Please note that soccer registration will open on December 14th. Winter is a great time for enjoying outdoor recreation opportunities. Naperville Park District staff has set up the outdoor ice skating rinks for the winter season. However, we need an extended period of cold weather for the ice to form to have good skating surface. The district also offers sled hills at 7 parks. Please note that both sledding and snowboarding are permitted at all of the parks. The sled hills will open if the ground is frozen with 2 or more inches of snow and no visible grass. For locations and details about skating rinks, and sled hills, visit napervilleparks.org/winter sports facilities. As you approach the official start to winter and colder weather sets in, please remember to be safe around retention ponds in parks and neighborhoods and stay off the ice. You never know how thick or how thin the ice may be. Parents, please talk to your children about the dangers of ponds in winter. Help pets stay safe too by keeping them leashed and away from the ponds. And then finally, save the date for the 2022 Community Job Fair set for Saturday, January 8th, 2022 at the Naperville Park District and Kids Manor. Once again, we'll co-host this event together. The job fair will be held from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the gymnasium at Fort Hill Activity Center located at 20 Fort Hill Drive in Naperville. It's a free event and is intended for a variety of job seekers from high school students ages 15 and up to senior adults. If you want more to view current Naperville Park District job openings, please visit napervilleparks.org/info. Thank you.
Next is our consent agenda. Would you read the consent agenda, please?
Item 6.1, approve November 2021 disbursements in the amount of $1,334,768.53. 6.2, approve November 2021 disbursements made through the Bank of America Purchasing Card Program in the amount of $277,308.41. 6.3, approve November 2021 FinTech disbursements in the amount of $159.25. 6.4, approve November 2021 customer refunds in the amount of $2,662.50. 6.5, approve November 11, 2021 regular meeting minutes. 6.6, approve November 11, 2021 executive session closed meeting minutes. And 6.7, concur in the recommendation of the construction manager to award the contract for the North Maintenance Facility renovations Phase 1 roof replacement project to J.L. Adler Roofing and Sheet Metal Inc. in the amount of $173,550.
Okay, are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda? No? Okay, so then move to accept.
Move to accept consent agenda items 6.1 through 6.7.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Vice President Gibson?
Yes.
Commissioner Thompson?
Yes.
Commissioner Ansier?
Yes.
Commissioner Janner?
Yes.
Commissioner McBroom?
Yes.
Commissioner Ruffing?
Yes.
President Todd?
Yes. Move to approve the consent agenda items.
Move to approve consent agenda items 6.1 through 6.7.
Thank you. Any discussion? Voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. items from the consent agenda. We have ordinance 1012, the 2021 tax levy. Make a motion to approve the tax levy.
Move to approve 2021 tax levy ordinance 1011. Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Vice President Gibson,
Yes.
Commissioner Thompson,
Yes.
Commissioner Ancier,
Yes.
Commissioner Janner,
Yes.
Commissioner McBroom,
No.
Commissioner Ruffing,
Yes.
President Todd.
Yes. All right, now we have ordinance 1012, the 2022 combined annual budget and appropriation.
Move to approve the 2022 budget and appropriation ordinance 1012.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Vice President Gibson,
Yes.
Commissioner Ancier,
Yes.
Commissioner Janner,
Yes.
Commissioner McBroom,
No.
Commissioner Ruffing,
Yes.
Commissioner Thompson,
Yes.
President Todd.
Yes. Okay, we have some new business, the 2022 playground renovation project. Eric?
Yes, thank you. So as included in the December 3rd weekly packet memo and relayed earlier this evening as part of the Parks and Rec Committee meeting, the purchase orders to secure play equipment for the 2022 A. George Pedro Park, Eagle Park, Kendall Park, and Tallgrass and Lake playground renovation projects are anticipated to be presented to the Park Board for consideration early next year. Last month, staff released the play equipment requests for proposals to qualified vendors. Furthermore, online resident surveys for the 4 respective park site areas are now in progress, and the results will assist staff in selecting new play equipment. This process will assist with expediting delivery timeframes, approximately 1 to 2 months in time savings associated with securing play equipment, especially when considering the ongoing labor and material shortages and supply chain issues. It is important to mention that the approach of expediting the procurement of 2022 play equipment is based on the fact that we are still waiting to receive the 2021 Frontier Sports Complex and Kings Hill Park playground equipment ordered earlier this summer, with the latest shipping timeframes identified for later this month or early next year. Due to winter conditions, the playground ribbon cutting events for these projects are now planned for spring, summer of 2022. The intent is to keep the Frontier Sports Complex and Kings Hill Park playgrounds open until such a time the play equipment is actually shipped and renovation schedules can be updated. Also, site inspections confirmed that the existing equipment at Frontier Sports Complex and Kings Hill Park is in safe working order and can make it through until early next year. So just an update there. And I have one more item for the agenda for discussion when you're ready.
Yeah, are there any questions on the playground?
Eric, what happens to all the old equipment? I know we talked about this years ago, I can't remember.
Yeah, absolutely. So with the Naperville Park District, we know the contractors utilize it and get recycling dollars for it. I know there's organizations out there who use it to deliver and install it in other communities or even other countries. The concern with that approach is we're taking it out of service because of issues of safety and compliance. And we also know when the contractors utilize and get the savings from the recycled dollars, they use that for the competitive bid to get an advantage to win the project. So they're considering, let's say, a typical playground project, maybe a couple $1,000s for recycled materials. They can use that and pass that along to the Naperville Park District, lowering their cost during the bid.
So they basically haul it out, they take care of it, and it's in their possession once it leaves us?
Yeah, I mean, and I know we discussed this with legal counsel, and I mean, they can do what they want with it once they have it, but as a park district, we don't make that donation.
Got it, thank you.
Sure.
Any other questions? Okay. I know there was an agenda item about the zero mower, we're not doing that, but the next item will be the pickleball courts.
Yes, so this is what Commissioner Ancier was speaking to earlier tonight. The Rothermel Family Pickleball Courts. So this is actually spun off of the earlier discussion we had, which was the mini golf donation proposal. On October 14th at the Parks and Rec Committee meeting, Alice Wood, a member of our community, presented and introduced, I should say, Jim Rothermel. He's been and lived in the community for many, many years. He's a Rotarian as well as a veteran, and he expressed an interest to donate dollars for a mini golf course. And after the October 14th Parks and Rec Committee meeting, we relayed as staff will look into it, research the feasibility and locations and so on. And we started doing that, and then in mid-November, we held a video conference call with Ellis Wood to follow up on the idea and say that, you know, this mini golf course could be upwards of $1.1 million. It's business operations, and it would require a pro forma. It would really be something you want to test and explore through a community survey and a market analysis. So with that being said, we suggested an alternative idea on a recreational amenity. Within our 10-year capital plan, we had the pickleball courts for Frontier Sports Complex slated for 2024, and with the amount of $240,000. And we suggested the idea of moving it up in the schedule that we can build it in 2022 if Mr. Rothenmel was interested in donating, and he suggested $100,000 for an amenity within the Naperville Park system, and he was actually looking for something in the southern portion of Naperville. So we had an opportunity to present that to Alice Wood, who brought it back to Mr. Rothermel, and we received information earlier today that he is in fact interested in donating the $100,000 to support the pickleball project. And as we know that we have a demonstrated need and a demand in our community for pickleball courts. And so again, we had this plan all along. This will allow us to move it up in schedule as well as receive that donation of $100,000. And with that, we would ask the board tonight if there's a consensus in proceeding with this approach. We would also do the naming of that, and we would call it the Rothenmel Family Pickleball Courts. So tonight we're seeing if there's a, the consensus by the board with the idea and the naming, and we can start that process tonight. As we all know, there's a 60-day review period with the naming, and then also working with Dirk, there will be a donation agreement that we'll probably bring to you in early January. But we just wanted to relay the great news and that we just found out today, and see what your thoughts are on it.
All right, are there any questions on this item?
How many pickleball courts?
Right now, for Frontier Sports Complex, as we allocated within the 2024 plan, it would be 4. If there's a possibility, we can even expand it to 5 or 6, depending on space, we would definitely do that. Initially, when we looked at it, we know we can at least get 4 at Frontier Sports Complex. And as we know, we already have 12 total dedicated pickleball courts within our system at Nike, Knock, and Wolves Crossing. So this would be 4 more added to the system.
Well, I think it'd be lighted.
Yes, so right now we have lighting at Frontier Sports Complex, and we will look at lighting with shields to make sure that we're only lighting the pickleball courts. But yes, that is our intent, is not only have the courts, but have a lighting system. And like a plaza, because it's a family type plaza, picnic tables and so on, to make it more that family focus for the community.
Director Schutz, where in Frontier would they be?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So on the east side, so if you drive into the access off of Book Road in the South Maintenance Facility, it would be immediately to the west and to the south of the parking lot. So when you're out there, you'll see there's a green space that's open when we improved that site years ago with the OSAG grant, and it's immediately to the west of the basketball court. And so we always identified an amenity that could fit into that spot. And over the years, I would say maybe a couple years ago, when the demand really increased in our community for pickleball, we thought, well, that would be our next site. And just with all the other projects we have slated for 2022, we figured, well, in 2024 would be the right time, but based on this opportunity, we're suggesting to move it up in the schedule.
Okay. Any other questions about the project itself?
It's a very generous donation, and I'm really excited about it. Is there any capital projects that are going to be pushed off for 2022? Since we're going to be counting.
Yeah, that would be something we'll look at based on staff resources. If there's any projects that we have planned for next year, we have to shift out. But what's really nice within our capital plan, we have A projects which are top priority and B projects. So we would look at the B project list if we need to shift something out, and pick from those projects if we need to shift those out to 2023.
Especially if we're having trouble with playground equipment.
Yeah.
It might be a nice opening there. All right, so now we have I want to ask everyone about consensus for the naming. This is the
just to start it.
Rothenmel family, to start the process. So, is there consensus to name this? Edith? Allison?
Yes.
Yes.
And that's his preference,
Pardon?
the name. That's his preference?
Yes, that's his request.
Okay.
That was the request, Leslie. All right, there's consensus.
Excellent, thank you very much.
We'll move forward and we'll start the 60 days. Okay, thank you. Any other questions, comments? All right, the next regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners will be January 6th at 7 o'clock here at Fort Hill.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.